Welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hello there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Reality TV Addicts Anonymous. Chris, I think I have a problem.
I have. Fucking hell. If there was ever a series of podcasts to test our relationship, Dave, this is the one. We could make our own reality TV show out of this. We haven't fell out ever when we've been doing these podcasts, but I'll tell you what, Love Island's going to fucking break us or it's going to make us, my friend, as the saying goes.
I have got a fucking... If I was a betting man, I think there are short odds on Tuesday when we've got Bachelorette and 2 Love Islands, which, again, who knows what we're going to do. We did say, Chris, for the... Because, of course, we're covering Love Island USA Season 3, Episode 2. And we did say we're not going to do these things daily, Chris. But here we are.
But let's do the caveat that the US one, we're going to try as best we can. But please don't hate on us if we can't get a daily one out for that. Because, my word... We've got proper jobs as well. We want to do this full time, but we have real jobs and it's killing us both days. So
the only way, I mean, obviously, I've got a few days off now. So, you know, this is why we can do the individual ones. But that's not going to last. So we'll probably group up. You know, we did say, didn't we? Probably for the US, we'll do a weekly recap.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll have to take plenty of notes for that because fucking hell, things change on a daily basis, don't they? So yeah, we'll figure it out. But Chris, we're getting right into it again because it's weird having these concurrent seasons because we always say like with Love Island, it's kind of week 2 and 3, isn't it? When we get the drama, when it really hots up. And so it's strange having being a little bit further ahead with the UK and then going back to the start. It's like snakes and ladders a bit, isn't it? But we get a start, don't we? And oh God, Chris, can I just say the fucking kissing noises right in Love Island? I'm sure those suckers. It's part of the show format. They just turn up the nighttime microphones. And fucking Shannon and Josh there. They're properly like,
oh, God.
It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and I was quite shocked by that, Dave, because just before it, you'd had Shannon talking to Will, and she was sort of making a play. Not completely, we saw it a bit later on, but she did basically say to Will, like, you know, I'm not feeling it. You are that sort of mind. So when he said, so shall I do a Colombian accent, Dave? Let's try it.
Go on.
Who is your type?
Oh my word.
That is terrible. But anyway, he said,
but basically, she described him, but she said, you know, right at the end, she's like, oh, a bit Italian. So she has to make something a bit different that is not basically just describing Will.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. But that again with Shannon, Dave, she's a feisty one. You can see that. She's got a bit of sass about her.
You know what I love, Chris? All the OG guys are sat down just broing out downstairs. And then the new guys are chatting to all the girls. Then someone just says at some point, oh shit, we've just left them upstairs. You know? And then they go up and they're talking about what are things that put you off. And Josh says, clinginess. He doesn't like people being clingy while being stuck to Shannon like a limpet.
Oh my God. He was funny, wasn't he? He was absolutely hilarious. He said something later on and I was pissing myself and I'm like, yep. He's like, he said it was so funny. But yeah, he's been on form. I mean, he really has been on form. And I think what's nice, David, so Cinco and Will, 2 completely different characters, really, both of them seem really nice. It's the way that, you know, Cinco is just a fucking man mountain, Dave. He is an absolute beast. And I said about Kasha that, you know, he is her type on paper, Dave, as they say in the UK. And he is. I mean, they both had a great chat. great conversation. I know Trina did the same. She had a chat with him and she was really into him as well. And he seems like a really respectful guy, but I love the fact that he was dead cool about, he's going to have to step on Jeremy. Is it Jeremy, the PT guy? Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah. He's going to have to step on his toe. He's like, yeah, it's part of the game. And I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. This is exactly what Love Island is about. No fucks given and just go for it. But Kira as well, Dave. Kira, we will. She had a feeling and I saw it more with Shannon, if I'm being honest, but Kira really said when they did that kiss, there was something electric about it. So you get the feels, Dave. You get the feels.
Definitely. And, Kira and Will are chatting. I did like, again, shout out to Matt Hoffman, the Ian Sterling equivalent. And they're talking about tea, aren't they? Because it's in the evening. It seems like the drinks machine is broken. And, Kira's asking him, you're Colombian, don't you drink coffee? It's like, like coffee in the morning. Matt Hoffman's like, he likes coffee in the morning.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. That was the bit. I'm so glad you've written that down. That was the one.
He's like, marry him.
Yeah, that was it.
Like, only every other fucker out there. But
Dave, I swear. That was the one. That was only to go, Chris. That was the one. I was laughing my head off. I was like, that's been, I think, to be fair, with him having both running simultaneously, he's even done Ian Sterling there in like 2 episodes. I think he's been funnier than Ian Sterling this time round.
I think he has. You know what it is? That season 1, weren't really feeling him. It was a bit off, wasn't it? It just wasn't really that funny, but he really got into his groove in season 2. And I agree. I think Ian Sterling hasn't been at his peak this last season. And, old Hoffman there, he's come out the blocks quickly. So, yeah, definitely enjoying some of the commentary that's going on. And I don't know if he's maybe, with the season 1, had he really researched all the other seasons? Maybe not. But, I'm sure he has going into the second season and he realizes that, part of the formula is to just take the piss out of everything that's going on.
Oh, it's amazing. I've got to say, Dave, and I didn't even take the connection that you'd said. I know a couple of the ladies on the Discord had said it, but once you told me that connection, Joe Exotic and Christian, I can't not but look at him and I just keep expecting him to go, that bitch Carol Baskin. I just keep expecting to see it. He just is a young Joe Exotic. And
he's little Joe Exotic.
Oh my God. I mean, his name's brilliant. Christian, obviously, is one of the best names ever, but he's got Long Neck as his second name. So I just can imagine a film about him, Dave, whether it's good or bad, I don't know, but he is. He just got that face, that Joe Exotic face. And I think as he gets older, he will look more like fucking Joe.
Into it, yeah.
Oh my God. That'll become a mullet,
young Joe. Hey, come up, rub them balls right in my face.
I love you. Yeah.
But Chris, we get the whistleblower game. And quite a few things coming out of that. It's a good little icebreaker, throwing out some of the dirty little secrets that people have. And I think the first one is Jeremy's asking about this islander got handsy under a table, and he picks Trina, the person who he's coupled up with. And turns out the answer is Trina. And we get an islander who apparently makes sex tapes with her boyfriend. And I've actually written down in my notes, Chris, here, I've got Joe Exotic kisses Olivia. So again, I'm just not going to be able to get over that. But I don't think he's going to be in for that long anyway. But anyway, turns out it's Shannon, Chris.
Yeah, Shannon. Yeah. And she was doing, did she say she was doing like a sort of like an OnlyFans type thing? Or she got a load of money as well, didn't she?
Well, that's the next one. So
I won't talk about that one, Dave. So let's
that's this
fucking bit as well. Right. Sorry, I'm
accepted $7,000 worth of gifts from a sugar daddy in exchange for her conversation, Chris. Really?
I had no regrets, Dave. She said, I had no regrets. But I'll do it again. Well, good for you then, Shannon. No problem at all. But yeah. Interesting, Dave. There was a few of them stood out. I've got me doubts on Shannon, Dave. I'm going to be honest with you. I've got me doubts. What's your opinion on? I'm not going to get thrown over the bus again for my opinion, but I don't think she for me is the American version of what the most of the UK contestants are. I think she's fully. I mean, they are aware what they're on. I might be being unfair, but I don't know. There's just an edge about her, and I think she's going to come out maybe like Faye. She's got a bit of sass about her, but it might go the other way.
Possibly. I mean, we've not seen that side of her. I think with Faye, you could see it very early on. I think Shannon, quite honestly, is used to getting all the attention from the boys, and probably isn't going to like it when she doesn't. I think that's about the best I can say. Probably, was a cheerleader, I imagine. I can't remember if she said that in the VT or anything like that. But I definitely she's going to be in a situation where she's been the big fish in a small pond, and then she's going to find out that it smarts a little bit when you don't get picked. But we'll get onto that in a little bit. But Chris, the next thing that happens, you've got Corey up, and basically the question was that this girl has yet to meet a man to meet her sexual appetites. Now Corey kisses Kira, and the answer was Kira. So I think, to be honest, a few of the guys there were like fancying themselves to be up for the challenge there.
Kira's stock went right up, Dave, straight away. It went right up. I think every man in there was like, okay, well, that's changed the dynamic slightly. But yeah, he picked her in the air as well, didn't he? So he gave her a proper big kiss and cuddle and stuff. But no, interesting. I think Corey, though, Dave, he's a good guy. The girls were like, he's going to break some heart. But he does seem pretty sweet, to be honest. And look, I'm getting Hugo / Dr. Alex vibes already from Corey, Dave. He might be the... Do you not think? I think he's too nice.
It's too early yet. Look, right, so I don't think there's anything else that particularly came out from the guys' questions. I mean, we did have that one guy got caught by a lady's auntie, and then he had to hide in a cardboard box. So that was Will.
Unbelievable.
We had someone broke the bed on a sex session, and that was Cinco. And if I had to have a guess, Chris, I would have said the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with Corey, I just think he's been in a bit of a shit situation. They could all see the chemistry. The sparks were flying, weren't they, when Will and Kira kind of had that kiss, even though, old Will did quite well out of that game, didn't he? So I think Corey's just like, well, what's he going to do? So when Will has the talk with him and he says, I'm going to probably explore things with Kira. I do really like her. Corey did take it really well, but I don't see what else he could have done, really. They've been in there for like a day and a night. He can't spit his dummy out just yet. So I don't know. I think we need to give Corey a little bit more time. I'm not. And for people not watching the UK one, the Hugo is basically the person who everyone sticks in the friend zone pretty much straight away. So, yeah, I think jury's still out on Corey, but he definitely does. Seems like a nice guy.
No, he does, to be fair. I'd say what was interesting, Dave. So Shannon had made a bit of a play with Will, hadn't she? And she'd had a bit of a chat with him and stuff. But it was when she come back down and she sits with Josh, and he didn't give a shit. He just comes straight out of it when I don't trust Will. And you can see Shannon looking like, and I was thinking, that was brave of him to do that.
Brave, slightly possessive.
Well, yeah.
I think he feels very threatened. I think he's probably done all right with the ladies in the past. He's not used to having this Colombian dish come and try and steal his girl. And I just think that, again, when he was going on about the clinginess, you are fucking right there, clinging to Shannon, sorry.
It's brilliant.
So I just think she's got eyes for Will, without a doubt. I don't think she's into Josh. But, there might be a bit of action between the sheets anyway. But Josh is just a placeholder for her. I do think she'll be looking to move on pretty quickly.
Yeah, I do as well. I mean, what do you think about, obviously, Jeremy and Trina, Dave? Because Trina made the play for Cinco, as she quite rightly should. I know, obviously, Trina stepped forward for Jeremy, and they seemed quite cute. But that did change the dynamic of their relationship slightly, because you could see the insecurity with Jeremy. He was like, she's got to sort of explore it, but it has made me nervous. And I kept thinking, are you nervous because you're going to lose your place, or you're nervous just because you're actually bothered about her reaction?
Well, the thing is, after that first coupling, Jeremy's having a look around. He's like, yeah, I'm the biggest, buffest bloke here. and then it's like the Jurassic Park with the cup of water. In walks Cinco.
I'm thinking, he's always a bigger boat, Dave.
Exactly.
He's a fucking monster, isn't he? I presume he was a linebacker or some American football.
He must be. If he didn't, that's a missed opportunity, isn't it?
Look, if anybody's going to have a go at him, Dave, they're fucking brave.
I think Trina was a bit gutted. I actually, without spoiling the end, but Trina's definitely got eyes for Cinco. Yeah. That doesn't mean it's completely done with Jeremy. I think she'll still be quite happy to explore things with Jeremy, but I don't know. I saw a lot more kind of eye contact and, just wide eyes when she was with Cinco. So I think, I don't really give Trina and Jeremy much of a hope.
No, I don't. And I think when Cinco had the conversation with Kasia, and it was about touch and loving that physical thing, that won him over she won him over. And I could tell then when they had the cuddle and the camera zoomed in on her and his torso, and it was proper. It was nice. I want it. You can see the connection. Yeah. Oh, it was great. And I knew then, because I thought he was going to pick Trina, and he didn't. And I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping there, but I do think Cinco, he's a good guy, Dave. He is a good guy. And that, when he was walking...
apart from, telling his girlfriend he's just off to Hawaii for a job opportunity, really good guy apart from that bit. But he does... If you're aware of nothing else outside of what's on the screen, he does come across like a really good guy.
So when he was walking with Will, and he's got that V tapered, it's the size of him, Dave, I'm just like, that is exactly Kasia's type. Exactly what she wanted. The muscles, everything. And they're just such a great connection, Dave. So, look, irrespective of what he's done to his girlfriend, which is completely out of order, she's still waiting for a fucking milk for a cornflakes, and he's on fucking Love Island.
She will be now, but,
But, yeah, I just think if he's flipped quite forward a little bit to the voting, it was great that the recoupling, that he picked her. Because I just thought, I thought there's more to his conversation than was with Trina, and he went with that, and that's great.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, Will, he's a tasty dish. The girls are loving the accent and everything, aren't they? The dimples and everything. What's with the fucking socks pulled up with his shorts?
Does he wear Crocs?
Since the 80s.
He doesn't wear Crocs.
He's got like his trainers on and black socks pulled right up with his shorts and no shirt on. It reminds me of going on holiday at Sam. My dad used to walk around.
but Dave, my younger brother Adam, right? So obviously, there's loads of us, but my direct younger brother is 18 months younger than me. He always wore white or black socks, and they were almost like football socks under his, like sort of halfway up his shins. And he'd have his hair combed to this. I mean, he's fucking bald now. But he'd have his hair combed to the side, and we used to take the piss out of him. So he had a Hitler haircut.
Fucking hell, it sounds like Operation U-Tree will be after him.
No, this isn't when he was in his 20s, Dave, but when he was like 10 years old or something.
That's just sort of how you've described him now.
enough, he's always deleting his computer history. But no, but
swaps computers every 3 weeks.
He's always handing them over to me to borrow, Dave. I don't know why. But no, when we were like 10 years old, we always doing his hair. Yeah, no, he does. I was only 11. But he did have them socks on. So even now we take the piss out of him. You see the family pictures and the photos, and he's got his the old cheapo fake Adidas 2-stripe socks that'd be like a red and a black band round, and he'd have them right up his shins. And he used to go, because I remember, I think once he didn't have his football socks and he wore them with shin pads on. That's how fucking big they were, Dave. But yeah, I always took them. So when I saw them, what are you laughing at now?
I've just had a memory. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but like yourself, went to Spain plenty of times when I was young. It was just the go-to destination, wasn't it, for everyone? And I just remember my mum getting this top, which looked like an Adidas top. But the thing it said Adidas hash, right? And the little Adidas logo was a cannabis plant. And I was like, that doesn't say Adidas. Now I'm about 7 or something at this time. I remember my mum just saying, it's because it's Spanish.
Yeah.
So spell it right. And I don't think she knew either. But she's walking around for ages with this fucking Adidas hash.
Fucking weed reference.
Exactly.
I've got a similar story actually, and it's the same thing in Spain with Dad, right? So we very rarely had like Adidas or Nike or anything. We never had the money. It'd be like you'd have to save up birthday and Christmas presents because there were so many of us. You know it yourself. The struggle was real as a parent. I always vowed that Jordan. I know it sounds bad, but Jordan always had trainers she wanted because I always got the piss strips at me at school. So wearing shit trainers was a no-no at school. So, I mean, I used to wear my dad's hand-me-downs, because I'd be like, I don't give a fuck whether the 2 or 3 sizes too big for me. He'd have like Adidas or Puma or whatever. We saw these trainers, Dave, exactly the same scenario as you, but they were called, I never ever forget, I was about 13. Got a bit of Christmas money, Aramis they were called, right? So they had the free stripes, Adidas free stripes, but they were called Aramis. And I would fucking come home from Spain wearing them at school. And because my dad had said, it's just a Spanish word for Adidas, right? Not realizing that Adidas is the same fucking name. It's German, isn't it? It's the same name all over the world. But I'm going around school and everyone, my mates are going, can you get me a pair of them? I've never seen them. But yeah. These are the Spanish version of Adidas. Fucking bell end. You know what I mean? Really, I'd got like a fucking 1,000 peseta, which is probably about $15 or 10 quid, £10 pair of fucking trainers, thinking I was pretty big bollocks.
Oh dear, it was a different time, wasn't it? A more naive time, Chris. But getting back to Love Island, I was pretty sure, from the chats that Will had, I was pretty sure that Will was going to go for Kira, and that's what he did. But did you see Shannon's face?
Oh, Dave, big time. Fucking, this is what it's about, Dave. This is Love Island 101. I was like, yes, come on.
And again, she's not used to that. She used to always getting picked out there. She'd had the chat with Josh. Again, to me, he's kind of trying to act all chill. He's not. He's massively insecure about someone stealing her away. Shannon would have been more than happy to be stolen away by Will. And she's not used to being second best. Chris, fucking loved it. Loved it. Moment of the episode for me.
It was, but I'll tell you why. Because she really do. I mean, look, you can always have a high opinion of yourself. You can always want better and believe you deserve better. You should do. But she had an arrogance as if to say, well, I've got Josh there if I need him, but I'm going to try this with Will. And she did not think Will was going to pick Kira at all. I loved it. It wasn't even in a nasty way. Like, she might turn out to be a lovely person, but from what I've seen in these last 2 episodes, she's very cocksure of herself. And this was perfect fodder for her because I don't think she's going to stay with Josh. I think someone else comes in, she's going to be off, Dave. But the icing on the cake would be if someone else comes in and we did get a VT, Josh does it to her. That would be like, well, now you know how it feels. Brilliant.
We had Tim tweet us. So Tim Buckley, and he was asking, are you guys going to be covering the US Love Island again? And he had put just a slight side swipe. I feel like he says, I hear they're bringing Mackenzie back for every episode. And you know what? I'd honestly forgotten. But I do think we ended up. There was a couple of weeks there where we were just like on the Mackenzie is the villain sort of train for a while.
Didn't we get called out for that though? Can you stop talking about Mackenzie? So we'll try not to.
But she was a cracking villain though.
Oh, she was great.
She ended up. I'm sure she was. When they went outside the villa, I'm sure I saw her on Instagram. They ended up coupled up for a while.
Yeah, I don't think they're together now, but they were for a long time, weren't they? Yeah, a long time with that guy. I can't remember what his bloody name is now. Connor. They were
great beard, great pecs.
Pecs,
I remember.
Yeah, he was. He was a good-looking lad, to be fair, wasn't he? But I know, Dave, this has been great again. We're 2 episodes in, and we're going down the rabbit hole of just talking Love Island. We've missed this. Whatever we think, I know we'll have a little bit of a side swipe about being tired or we're doing this, but we've had a year of no Love Island, so we should be grateful, shouldn't we, in some respects, because we've not been able to do this. And this was the show. Love Island was the show that created the podcast. So. I am grateful for it. I know we have a little whinge, but it's all done in jest, really. We wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it. We just love talking about this nonsense drama.
Yeah, I think the only point I've got left to make, Chris, there's a particular bench where, some of the couples go to chat and stuff. That is just, if you peek over the side, there's like a cliff face right there. And every time they sit there, it makes my stomach go a bit funny just thinking of like looking over and just be like, can we sit over by the pool?
Amazing. I like the infinity pool in the UK one. That always looks amazing. I love that, the way it just falls off and you see the countryside. It's probably a load of fucking bins and shit just below it on the other side of the cameras. But for the purpose of the show, it always looks amazing. I always want to dive in that pool. It looks fucking ace.
Yeah, I've been in one over in India, and it's amazing. Like when you look at it and it just disappears into the sky. Absolutely amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So Dave, thank you again today, mate. And big thanks to our patrons. Roll call of honor, people. If you can stand it to attention, I am going to thank all of you. So it's patreon.com/CD Realitycast. And you didn't see me, Dave, but I actually saluted everybody. I did the proper Sergeant Major salute because I'm a fucking bellend. But there you go.
Do we need like some music? Should we have the Star Spangled Banner in the background? Should I wave an American flag while you're giving the roll call?
Oh, when we do the UK one, we have the English, the English, our national anthem, Dave. The English one's rubbish, so it save our grace. It's fucking
it's a bit
boring.
Weird, isn't it? But because that isn't actually our national anthem, but
no,
that's not England's national anthem. That's the one for Great Britain, isn't it? But weird, for some reason, we end up singing it at all the England events. Who are going to be in the European Cup Championship final on Sunday? Yeah. So,
yes,
quite excited. That'll be a busy day, won't it? With Love Island a bit later on as well. Yeah,
it's an hour later as well, everyone. So, anyone listening, it is on an hour later than usual. So,
you're going to be knackered on Monday, then, aren't you?
Yeah, no, Dave. I'm going to be working from home Monday morning. So I'm hoping and praying like you that we are in a better situation and England finally, after 55 years, win something. Because me and you have never seen England win anything, and they've broke our hearts so many times that we fell out of love with the football or soccer. Anybody listening abroad, but for us, this is what we love. We're both passionate club supporters. But when it's England, we all come together, Dave. So we can't abuse everyone. I even cheered when one of Liverpool's players, Jordan Henderson, scored the other day. So it's the only time you'll see it. Exactly, Dave. The only time you'll see it. So no, but Sunday night is a massive game over in the UK. And we're hoping, there's rumours that after the game, fingers crossed, I'm not tempting fate because we're playing Italy, there may be a national bank holiday announced straight after the game. They're not tempting fate in case anything happens, because we've been here. We've never been in a final. We've been in so many semi-finals and got beat. And this is nothing to do with Love Island. But me and you, Dave, we may be wasted if we do our next Love Island cast, CD Reality Cast. We may be not in the right space, really. So it could be anything.
Awesome, mate. Well, that's another episode in the bag. And Thank you very much, sir, and I'll speak to you next time.
Bye.